Hey, it's Shane with GotRom.com. I want to show you a short 6-ish minute morning mobility routine. This is kind of a head to toe, full body, just kind of limber you up. If you have no time to stretch or do flexibility work, you should at least do this 6-minute full body routine to kind of limber you up and make you feel good every day. So here's what it looks like. First thing we're going to do is kind of get the upper body and the posture going. Take 2 lacrosse balls, or you could also use a foam roller if that's what you had. We're going to try to get some extension into your upper back for posture. So you're going to lay flat on your back, put the lacrosse balls on your upper back. Everything should take about 30 seconds each exercise approximately. You're going to roll up and down, finding spots that feel tight and just kind of loosening them up, or just breathing and relaxing, just getting some motion in your spine. After you do that, you're going to sit up. You're going to work on these anterior scalene muscles. Very often the posture starts moving this direction and these neck muscles get tight and you end up here. So we're going to stretch out these neck muscles by pinning the anterior scalenes down on your clavicle and making gentle side and back kind of neck motions, feeling a stretch right here for about 15-30 seconds. I like to keep my jaw clenched, or you can go straight back and just breathe. So you've gotten your upper back, your neck to kind of get you out of this position. Also, you're going to get the shoulders a little bit opened, and you can do that in a doorway or on the floor here. Let's call this the plane crash victim stretch because it kind of looks like you just fell out of a plane. And so if you watch this elbow, I'm going to put the low part of my elbow into the floor. I'm going to drag myself along the floor in this direction, pinning my elbow to the floor, and then peel myself off the ground. This is basically getting a pec opening stretch. So you're here, breathing, relaxing. Breathing and relaxing. If you were doing the full routine, you would switch sides, pinning the elbow down here, dragging, kind of sticking your elbow to the floor, dragging, maybe even lifting your hand up a little bit, which externally rotates the shoulder. So you're lifting up, dragging, opening up like this, breathing and relaxing, or contracting and then relaxing. So you start off by opening up your posture, your pecs, and your neck. So we got the upper body every day to kind of loosen that up. Next thing I like to do is to push back into downward dog. So you're in a push-up position, pushing back, letting your chest drop through, pedaling your feet. Sometimes I like to drop my chest towards the ground, drop the heels towards the ground, just kind of playing around. This is important because it's not that often in life that the average person takes their arms up fully overhead, and that's going to help accentuate that posture that you were working on with the chest opening and the thoracic spine opening in the neck. So after the downward dog, I like to walk back or walk forward into just your basic forward fold. We're getting the hamstrings now. I like to either lift up, come to a flat back position here, turning from the side. I'm here, flat back, back down. If you're a follower of my ballistic stretching program and it feels good, you can go like this and make little pulses. I'm contracting my quads here, and I'm just kind of pulsing, which pushes me just gently deeper into the stretch. Or you can just do the traditional yoga lift and lower. So you breathe and relax here. The next thing I like to do from here is to take my feet out a little wider, turn my toes out towards the edge of the mat, lift my chest, hands come out front into a squat-like position, and then I can raise and lower, raise and lower. This kind of just gets you used to being in a deep squat position. Once you're here, you can lean forward a little bit, and we're going to get the groin muscles. We got the hamstrings with downward dog. Now we're going to get the groin muscles by coming forward into crow pose. I push the knees out with my elbows. Breathe, relax, shift side to side, bounce forward and down. The next thing is to Take one leg out to the side. This is a goalie stretch position. Now we're getting some of the longer adductors. We're getting the shorter adductors, now the longer adductors. And then I kind of lean my chest forward in this direction. If it feels comfortable, you can grab an ankle or even a foot. Breathing and relaxing, wiggling, prying. This isn't so much like deep, deep stretching. It's more like limbering, just kind of getting some movement in there. So you would do this side, and then you could switch to the other side, get both your adductors, long adductors. Breathing, relaxing. The next thing to work on is to take one leg forward, one leg back. Show you from this angle. And stretch your hip flexor muscles. A couple variations you can do. You can have the knee on the ground and just breathe and relax here. Or you can side bend, put this hand on the ground and reach with this hand, breathing and relaxing. Or my favorite is to come to this position, and I'm actually going to stand up a little bit. My back knee comes off the ground. I crunch really hard. My back leg stays straight, and then I drop down and side bend. Breathing and relaxing. From here, I like to go immediately into a quad stretch. So I'm going to drop my knee to the ground, come back a little bit, reach back, grab my foot, pull it towards my butt, square myself up again, then sink forward. For a lot of people with tight quads, this will be plenty. If you're a little bit more flexible, you can rest this shoulder on this knee and pull the heel closer to your butt and breathe and relax there. So you would get both sides in your morning flow. When you do the second side, you're in this position stretching your second quad, and then you can drop the foot back to the ground and immediately go into a glute stretch. So I'm going to lift up again, walk this foot towards this hand, and then lift my chest and let this knee drop towards the ground. And just kind of work your way into this one. And eventually you can drop it down to the ground and then do pigeon pose variations, meaning I can either have my chest go towards my knee and come forward, or my chest up the middle and come forward, or my chest towards my foot and come forward. So you're here, breathing and relaxing. Slightly more advanced versions, if you're getting flexible with hip flexion, external rotation, which is pigeon pose, you can put this shoulder here and this shoulder here, and then sink and relax. Breathing and relaxing. Again, that's fairly advanced. Don't worry if you're there, you can just be like this, but you would get both sides with the pigeon pose. And then the last thing that I like to do is a little bit of spinal twisting. We get kind of stuck bent, and then we lose rotation ability. So you're going to lay on your back, bring one knee across, the other leg is straight out that way. I'm going to hook my thumb behind the knee, grab my knee like this. I'm going to tuck my pelvis. This is a posterior pelvic tilt, so I'm going to round and tuck, and then I'm going to reach, and then I'm going to rotate. It's important you do it in that sequence. And then from here, this is about as far as I can rotate right now, so I take a big breath, exhale, take a big breath, exhale, or you can contract, relax. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull my knee this way against my own resistance. So I'm hooked in here. I take a big breath, get everything tight, squeeze, 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 and then on an exhale, relax and rotate, build tension, relax and rotate. Do that on both sides. And if you're wanting one kind of final relax everything pose, one of my favorites is just the old, this one from yoga. Good old child's pose. Breathe, relax. Feel how your body's a little bit looser than when you started. So if you'll go through that about 6-minute sequence every day, you'll find that you feel like your posture's better, your hips are kind of opened up, and you feel great. So give it a shot.